Today, I chat with indie pop punk band Punchline. Check it.
When it gets hard, maybe I know where you are. Even in the darkest dark, I'm there with you. I'm there with you.
Punchline is a great example of a DIY band done right. The guys have been around for 20 years now, and they're on their 8th studio record. They've toured with the likes of Fall Out Boy, Paramore, Bowling for Soup, Boys Like Girls, and MXPX, just to name a few. No matter what situation I've ever found myself in, talking to any of the guys from Punchline, they've always been the most genuine and humble people on the planet, and some of the most down-to-earth guys I've ever met. I've been a huge fan following their career for years. A few years ago, my band actually played a few shows with Punchline. They're that one band that all of us local artists looked up to growing up, proving that bands from a small town that live like 10 minutes away from me can make a huge impact on people's lives and a career with their music. So without further ado, let's jump into it. What's up, guys? It's the Pop Punk Dad here with my good buddies from the band Punchline.
What's up, Braxton?
Woo.
Yo.
Hey, man.
So what brings you guys here today?
We just played with Simple Plan at Slippery Rock. It was nice of the people putting together the show at Slippery Rock to ask us to play this show. It was awesome. I think there are 900 people here or so, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, the hall filled up pretty quickly. You guys big Simple Plan fans?
Yeah, they're cool. We just heard them play I'd Do Anything. I think that's a cool song.
That's my all-time favorite song by them. They got me into I got into Blink-182 through that song.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I know,
Dude,
it's
that's
kind of
weird.
I know. I saw Mark and I'm like, who is that guy? And then I looked up who he was. Saw him dancing on MTV in his underwear. Well, he was naked. What's my age again video? And so I got.
Wow, I felt like Simple Plan came like 15 years after them or
Yeah.
something like. But that's.
I was a late bloomer for punk.
Okay. All right.
They sound so tight. They sound
Yeah,
they sound good.
super tight. Really good.
Hell yeah.
So you guys also just finished up a tour with Spill Canvas
Yes.
and Selfish Things. How were those shows? You guys did like pretty much whole US, right?
It was great. We had a great time being out on the road. All the 5 of us, we hung out the whole time.
Yeah.
Everybody was like very much together, and to go out on a tour like that, every night we went up and we played our set, and there was a beautiful crowd, a nice room, a cool stage, good lights, and we got to go up and do our thing. What more could you ask for?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I noticed that on your guys' social media, you guys started a 1 to 2 minute little maybe web series, the Punchline Tour Experience. What prompted that idea? What got you guys started doing that?
Well, the intentions were to film at least some stuff from every city along the way. We liked to do that back in the day. I don't think we were very methodical about it. I think we just kind of filmed, but we were like, we got to get footage from every day. So every day, at the end of the day, everyone, most nights if I had good wireless, everyone would send me their videos. Then I would title every video and really build like this library of exactly. Oh, we went to Roswell, and then here's 15 videos and what happened in each video. From each day, and then so we just had all this footage, and we started making like a 5 or 6 minute long video, and then we realized Instagram you can post a 1 minute video, and then we figured well, let's just make them 1 minute, and we'll post 1 minute per day, and that way people have short attention spans. We all have short attention spans. We're all scrolling through stuff, so figured 1 minute. That's good. I think that was Trev's idea to do 1 minute.
Yeah. Keep it snappy.
And everybody has a camera on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a phone camera.
Yeah, that's all we use.
It's great.
It's crazy.
Well, no, it's
right?
so cool because it's like Chris used to always do a little journaling after each day. It's like, okay, here's where we went. This is what we did. This is what we ate, and it's sort of a good placeholder for that. And really, you can kind of see. Oh, we're out at the diner. I'm seeing Steve got the omelet again.
Yeah.
Thank God,
Yeah.
I mean, like the omelet.
I love the
Speaking of videos, you guys just did TEDxPittsburgh. How'd that come about, and what was the experience like?
Our buddy Chris and Bridget Daly, they run the TEDxPittsburgh chapter, and they asked us to come be a part of this event, which was called Small Worlds. And they asked us to play our song Universe, which is the opposite. It's big, big world, the universe. And it was at the Buy-In Theater downtown, and it was a lovely event.
So cool.
Yeah.
Probably the only opportunity that we'll have to play at the Buy-In Theater, at this beautiful historic theater. And
I feel like we gave a TED Talk, you know?
right, kind of. I mean, I think that I don't know that there have been any like they have artists and they have acoustic acts, but I believe that we were the first like loud rock band to go up and play, and like I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
You know, it was different. It was
I did
definitely
not
different.
know that Pittsburgh had a TEDx. I discovered it through you guys.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh,
It was
nice.
awesome. I highly recommend you go to their next event. I mean,
Super cool.
you see so many like cool speakers. You learn so many things. See inspiring people.
Do you guys have any like favorite TED Talks?
I love the TED Radio Hour on NPR. Is always nice. I mean, it's sort of just they throw out whatever. They're just you can always find
Something cool.
piece of it. Yeah, that's really like resonates with you, you know. And that's what I think the cool thing is about the talks is that they have these different speakers and different presentations, and you can kind of really connect to some piece of it. You know, we found that in our thing.
From the Small Worlds one, like as an example, the one guy was a speaker. He had started a company. So hotels have the soaps that people like use one time or not even use or whatever, just open.
Every time you
Yeah. And so instead of, they all get thrown away. So the guy started this company that gets all of those and recycles them and then gives the soap to people in third world countries that need soap that can make a huge difference in their lives, and it's all stuff that we would just throw away. It's like
That's an awesome
like a wasteful thing that we do and don't even think about.
Yeah.
And it's
It can cut down disease spread like
yeah.
astronomically.
just
so
yeah.
like this.
Just an idea, and it's such a good idea that like, oh yeah, we're gonna throw these away. Just throw them all in a bag and give them to these people, and they'll melt them down and recycle and make new soap out of it. And I mean, that kind of stuff is pretty inspiring because it makes you think like, what other ideas? What else are we being wasteful about? That
So you guys are on your 8th studio album, Buy-In.
Okay.
I'm going by Wikipedia.
Yeah. Okay. I think that sounds right.
It's dynamically different than your previous record. And that one is dynamically different than Delightfully Pleased, and so on. So how do you guys enter like writing an album? Is there like a theme to each of it? Like you go.
Well, we knew on this one that we wanted to largely record ourselves. Like, we recorded it and produced it ourselves. We had people that we liked mix songs, but we came into this one being like, okay, between these two dudes are both producers. Corey produces. I'm not a producer, but I love to write songs. So like, why can't we do it? And I think that I'm super proud of this album. Like, I don't think it to a listener wouldn't know that we recorded ourselves. Not that recording yourselves is a bad thing, but I don't think people would have guessed that. Like,
It's not like inferior.
Yeah,
because of that.
no.
Yeah, because we produced it ourselves, we didn't have somebody else that we were waiting to tell us when the album was done. It was on us to decide when it was done, and I think because of that, we pushed it a little further. I mean, if you get good at it,
Yeah,
Hey.
it's decided to show up.
What's up?
What up, Corey?
Alright.
Yeah, he's in it. Yeah, I mean, and you were asking, you didn't necessarily just ask about the new album. You were saying, like, how does it go from, those albums are dramatically different. From Delightfully Pleased to Thrilled to Lion. Like, it's dramatically different, but I think that's cool, right? Like, wouldn't you get bored if your albums all sounded the same? I don't know. Maybe that's a problem.
I think it has a lot to do with the ingredients that you're putting in the soup.
I was just gonna ask, do you think like living in Nashville and doing all like living down there and producing all that, do you think that it added a kind of texture to how you guys write?
Well, I think
He tried to get us to do a country record.
Yeah, I think.
Dude, I would buy that.
those years being there, I mean, that made me confident in saying, I think that we can record the album ourselves.
I think another element, you got some of you guys are married now, so you guys have kids now. You think that adds another element of maturity to like
Yeah, for sure. So.
I think it gives you more things to write about. This is the only dude with a kid. You write a song about Lido yet?
Yeah, I got a ton of songs about it.
Yeah, that's cool. It gives you a whole other. Which I will say that, like, you know, with songwriting too, as you grow, not only as a songwriter but as a person, you know, you write about things. The things that are happening in your life when you're 20 are a lot different than things that are happening when you're 37. You know, but I think it's all stuff that people can relate on.
In Lion in general, those songs as opposed to like earlier records are definitely overwhelmingly not about problems you have when you're younger, which for most
girls,
90%
high school, and
for
friends.
girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the depth of relationship. I mean, I think that's like, you know, our relationships have grown and keep growing, and so that informs like the depth of our sense of relationships and how we think about, I guess, you know, our own emotional problems and friends that can relate to that. You know, I think sort of as like we grow with our partners and stuff.
I think that you can even in our band you could look back at like our earlier albums and songs and stuff, and I don't think that there was ever this issue with us overwhelmingly, but you know, a lot of, you know, punk bands or like bands that are like us a lot of times tended to be for a while there some pretty, like, I don't know, like demonizing of women for a while there in songs, but I felt like we weren't over the top with
Absolutely.
that.
I think a lot of bands back then too, just in general, the songs were just like very negative, whether you were a female or male or whatever. But just like, yeah, when you listen to a lot of those bands, even some of my favorite bands like Saves It and stuff, like some of those songs are pretty brutal.
Yeah.
You guys were just on tour. Paul toured some days, right?
Yes.
And it's really awesome to see you guys like throughout the years that like numbers switched out. You guys have always maintained like good friends. What is the key to that? Friendship.
It's not quite that easy. I wouldn't say that. I feel like there's been some definite, like, and not just with Paul, with like all members who have come in and out. There's definitely been drama. It's probably part of just like what we were saying with the songwriting is like you realize like, hey, we're all, I like you use this word, we're all lifers at this, you know, and like at a certain point you're just like, what are we mad at each other for? What are we, you know, any kind of like problems we had, it's like we all just love making music, and you start to realize that, and people that like maybe you had falling outs with and stuff like that, you're just like, oh, but
It doesn't matter.
yeah, we're all just dudes, and you know,
The shared
making music.
experience is greater than the, you know, small penny animosity that there was.
Once you make music, once you like make an album with a friend of yours or something, like that's what's so cool is like after we made Lion, it's like, Trev, we made an album together, man. It's like we'll have that for the rest of our lives, and like if me and Trevor are ever mad at each other, I don't imagine us being mad at each other really, but like if we are, maybe it'll be like, oh man, we made that album together. That was really cool.
We should send each other the album on Spotify or something.
Yeah. But
If we ever need it, we got it in our back pocket.
I think music helps you overcome.
Absolutely. Speaking of songs, on your guys' Facebook page, it says you like Bjork, Beck, Beatles, and other B bands.
Yeah.
Here's some B bands that I wrote down.
Nice.
Do you guys like any of these bands?
Yeah.
Bad Company.
What's Bad Company's hit? What is it?
It's called Bad Company.
Bold.
They have a song called Bad Company. I know I probably know it. I'm gonna go with no then if I don't know their song.
Yeah.
They wouldn't.
They're probably very great, but I'm not familiar.
The Notorious B.I.G.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Blink-182.
Yeah.
Ben Folds.
Oh, in my top 3 all-time favorites.
Billy Idol.
Yeah.
I like Billy Idol. I like the movie The Wedding Singer a lot.
Generation X.
And I wrote to him in 8th grade. You know when you like write for like
Really?
to write
Oh,
someone
nice.
Billy Idol. He didn't write back, so I'm gonna go with no.
You had to send a self-addressed stamped envelope and his baseball card in it. Then he would have signed it and sent it back.
Billy Talent.
I like Billy Talent. Yeah. I just listen to him.
No, I'm not familiar.
Canadian.
I think I ran into him at Warped Tour.
Canadian.
I saw his set.
Really good band. You would like them.
Cool.
Brand new.
I like. I'll tell you what. I like the first record a lot. Favorite Weapon. Yeah, I think it's really good. I think Deja Vu is really good. I didn't really listen to them after that at all.
Same way.
So,
Down the same, yeah. And lastly, Blondie.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. I thought you were going to say Beach Boys. Beach Boys.
Oh, dude.
I thought you were going to say Bayside.
Yeah.
Beach Boys, Bayside, Bowling for Soup.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
I just typed in bands that begin with B.
Dude, there's so many good B bands. We should be Punchline.
Bee Gees.
The Bee Gees, dude. I started a show. I love that song.
Hell yeah.
Dude, look, the Bee Gees, when we were playing, we stopped at this casino and played blackjack. Lost a lot of money, it sucked. It was at the Red Garter Casino somewhere in Nevada on this last tour.
Shout out to Jose.
And there, we had a German dealer, and he was telling me the Bee Gees wrote some of the Beatles songs. And then I remembered,
It's like,
I remembered
Psyching you out.
Blackjack.
I remembered that I remember that the Bee Gees made that like Sgt. Pepper's movie, which was like one of the worst
Which is
movies.
probably what he was talking about.
But then I was like, maybe one of the Gibbs like
I-
collaborate or something. So I was like, yeah, okay. And then I researched it. I'm like, no, why would I think that was? Why would I think that?
now the Beach Boys were influenced for Sgt. Pepper.
Absolutely.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Which is
Beach
funny
Boys.
because Rubber Soul was influenced for Pet Sounds.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, Pet Sounds is perfect though.
Oh, I love Rubber Soul.
So your newest single from Line is Darkest Star. You guys opened up with that tonight. That song came out in August and it featured Matt from the Line K. How'd that collab?
Matt, one time he was in Pittsburgh on a day off. He asked me to hang out. We hung out. And he said, hey, you should maybe move to Nashville. And I was like, that's interesting. And I feel like he was the first person to put that
Inception.
bug in my ear. And then when I moved down there, he was like, oh, I guess you actually did it. So now I gotta be held accountable and show you around. So we became buds, and he would always come by the studio that I had, and we were working on this song, and he was there, and it was very natural. I was like, hey, why don't you try this part? And it was super fun recording it.
That was super cool for me because when I was young, and still to today, I'm big.
Was like,
Yeah. Oh, that album's awesome.
yeah. You guys have this awesome music video you guys put out for it. It tells like this cool love story and like kind of like this appreciation for where you guys are from. How part of the music video and the concept of that were you guys a part of?
Well, we came up with the whole concept for the video and, pitched it to our friend Keaton, who we made the Friend from the Future video from. He's like, I love it. And he just ran with it and killed it. Like, we told, it was like, he took the like, what, I don't know, the vision that I had for it in my head, like, of the perfect video and made it even better. Like that, I love that video, and I don't feel like arrogant saying that because like, I didn't film it. Keaton
He's
made
a really
art.
talented guy.
Yeah,
Keaton Manning.
yeah, he did an
I think
amazing
it's
job.
our first video that we're not in
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
And I don't think it matters one bit that we're not
Yeah.
in. I think that opens the door to like not be in our own music videos. I think that's okay.
And the most requested asked question, I think that makes sense, is status /ETA on the Netflix / it might be on Netflix special.
Thanks. What are we saying? Spring 2019.
Look, we're trying to do 3/7. That's like the tentative date. We basically all that's left to be done is the like between songs sort of.
We want to make something that's really good.
We actually just bought cars.
Yeah.
We had a good time on that.
We each bought a really cheap
We
car.
went on Auto Trader. We each got a car with 100,000 miles on it.
No, it's
broken down by now.
dude, it's crazy though because we did that Kickstarter and it was amazing. It was amazing to that people like made that happen. At a certain point, like we were like, it's not gonna happen. I remember I was super negative. I was like, there's like 2 days left. I'm like, fuck. I'm like,
Good old Chris being negative.
no, I'm not always negative. I was just like, it's not gonna happen. Let's just abandon ship. I guess that's with crowdfunding type things. A lot of times it is the last day.
The last 48 hours I've seen. Like,
Yeah, and that was amazing that happened. But what I was gonna say is like, we raised the money to do it, but then like that money like was gone so quick. Like just from the filming of the live thing, we put so much effort into it that like, and had so many people working on it. It was like, damn, that was
We're still currently working on it.
Yeah.
Actually, this winter, on the way here, we're talking about some plans of wrapping up some of the shooting and stuff. So yeah, we actually just recently saw what can be considered a
finished
cut of a big chunk of it, and it's gonna be awesome.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Spring 2019.
Yep.
And lastly, you guys have a few more shows before the end of the year, and dare I ask you guys, what are your goals, ambitions, plans for 2019?
I think releasing that special is a huge one. And we'll probably at some point do a headlining tour, but we're also, submitting for support tours. I would think that by later 2019, we'll be working on the next
We should
album.
play as many shows as humanly possible for us to play in 2019.
Yeah, let's figure this out.
Put out a music special, put out a new record.
That sounds
Okay.
This has been the Pop Punk Dad with my guys from Punchline.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
There he is.
Hey, you're back. Thanks for commenting, and subscribing. You can check out their latest single, Darkest Dark, in the description below. You can stay updated on their social media with the latest tunes, tour, and more, as well as info on their upcoming Netflix special. That's also in the description below. Above all else, stay pop punk. Later.